Welcome to another episode of Pillow Talk to Profit, where we interview and sit down with some amazing power couples who are building empires together here in the Risk Taker Mobile Studio. Today, we have an amazing power couple. You know, if you don't know me, I get really hyped because I love to see it. Hype me up. I love to see it.
Welcome inside the Risk Taker Mobile Podcast Studio, where dream chasers, entrepreneurs, and leaders share the risks, the lessons, and the journey behind their success. Our mission is simple: inspire you to bet on yourself and chase your dreams.
Danielle and Bernard. Welcome to the podcast. How are you guys doing?
We are great. We definitely are just excited to be here. We thank you all for inviting us.
Oh, no problem. Thank you so much for being there.
Super excited. Thank you for the opportunity. And excited. And
All right. And as you know, I'm your host, Gigi, and this is my baby daddy, Phoenix. So before we go on, tell the audience a little bit about yourself. Like, what do you do? I know you guys have multiple businesses. You have multiple ventures. So go ahead and tell the audience a little bit about what you do.
It's going to sound like a lot, but believe me, I have it organized.
Okay.
But pretty much, I am Danielle Johnson, and I am the owner of Mirror Salon. That's 20 years. Also the Platinum Gallery. That's about 13 years. And then I am the COO of Johnson's Cleaning Services, as well as the car cleaning team.
What made you guys go into business together?
Let's start with Johnson's Cleaning Services and the car cleaning team, because I was going to say those are businesses that he's the brain behind those.
Yes.
But it was something that initially we wanted it to be put out a certain way and professional and things like that. So we did collaborate, but he's the brain behind that.
Oh, yep. So I'm Bernard Johnson. I'm the owner of Johnson Cleaning Services. Obviously, pretty simple. Cleaning company.
It makes sense.
Nothing spectacular about the name of it, but we offer many different services in both entities. So in our detailing company, everything from paint correction going down to a basic wash. We did over the second year. We've been celebrating our 7th year anniversary for the cleaning side and car wash the next 2 months. So in 7 years in business and the cleaning service, we have over we have 36 employees now. We do business in 3 or 4 different states or coast. And in our cleaning services, we just don't do cleaning off the landscape and fire wash and handyman division. Pretty much anything in the cleaning industry. We do strip work, strip my floors, restore hardware. We do it all. We do it all. If you ask us to clean your shoes, we'll clean those. So anything in the cleaning field, we do. So we're really excited. So that's kind of what I do. Yeah.
When people think of power couples, right? They think of like two people who are working side by side together, right? But there's so many different dynamics when it comes to a power couple. You have people who are working side by side. You have some people who stay home while the other one builds a business. You have people who are working at 9 to 5 and somebody's following their dream. You have two individuals who are building two separate empires. How would you describe your dynamic as a power couple?
There's different dynamics, but with the things that we do every day, we do have distinct titles. Again, I'm the COO of those two entities. And with those two, I bring marketing. I help with HR and a lot of things in the background.
Yeah.
My husband, Bernard, on the other hand, he's the face of the business. So he's dealing with the employees every day. He's dealing with the customers as well as the public and things like that. So I like to call him he's the salesperson. Okay. And he's really good at it. And that's how we decide who's going to do what.
Exactly.
What we do.
Mm-hmm. And that's true. So we both have, we actually build two different entities as far as, being the owners of them, but we bring those together to help each other out. So she brings her skills and I make my business back out there. Unfortunately, I don't know anything in the cosmetology, so I'm not big of a help there. But, and she has a platinum gallery business that, where she helps businesses, she's consultants, businesses, things like that. And she'll tell you more about that. And I try to just fit in with support and a little eyes in, being overseer, kind of like a set of eyes and things like that, support her on her events. So we have two different entities, but they're all blended together. I think one thing that we do really well is that we're good with saying, you do this better, so you handle this, you do this better, You handle this. And that's how we kind of make it work. It worked that well. We don't, none of our pride is in the way, we're okay with that.
And you said something, we support her. Because as a couple, right, when we trying to build something together, we have our individual goal, right? You saying that you support her in her invention, that's big. And taking the ego out. Most men, especially as couple, won't take that ego out.
Right.
They would look at, oh, she's gonna outshine me, or she's gonna be bigger than me. But you didn't see it that way.
Not at all. Not at all. Because we're, win this together. If she wins, I win. Right. If I win, she wins. So it doesn't matter. That doesn't really matter. My wife been in business way longer than me. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things that she knows about business that I don't know. But that's, even though we did 7 years, because I have a more fully based business, the things that she does, that I know that she doesn't know. We're good with just bringing them together and making it one unit. Even though we have set entities, mine don't win without her.
Yes.
Like, you know what I mean? And you kind of vice versa. But like I said, in hospitality, you don't need me at all. I'll come keep it clean, I'll get some customers, I'll support her in another way that I can. But yeah, that's kind of how we make it work. We were just being unselfish and letting each other do that.
And in our bigger picture, we have family. In our bigger picture, we have community in our bigger picture. So if we get caught up in being egotistic or someone's pride is getting in the way, we're going to prevent the blessings for our family.
Yes.
We're going to prevent the blessings for our community. Our goal is to employ more people. Our goal is to leave a family inheritance and a legacy. So when you keep those things first and you see the bigger picture, what if we are able to employ 200 people, within the next 5 years?
Yeah.
Those are big goals.
Yeah.
And big goals like that, you cannot put small things like in the way, small roadblock.
Today's episode is brought to you by OWIG Multimedia Audiovisual, trusted by industry leaders for premium audio, visual, and event experiences. Check them out at owigmultimedia.com.
Exactly. Which leads me to another question too, is because we make it look easy as couples, like we do. And sometimes that line blurs between the business and the family, right? And so we have to set up boundaries. Now, what are some tools or some tips that you would have for couples where, hey, we're on a date. I really don't want to be talking about payroll. I don't want to do I want this husband and wife time and not partners. What are some tips that you guys do so sometimes that line doesn't blur?
Let me go first or you don't go first?
Well, the first thing I would say, be intentional. Right? Be intentional with setting that time. Be intentional and stick with it, right? We both have really thriving businesses, right? So we have to be intentional in our time. One thing my wife is really good with saying, look, time to make time, right? You know what I mean? The trip, put a foot down, things like that. That was one big tip I said, be intentional about time. Don't get too caught up in the business where you won't feel like you got to spend time together.
Yeah.
And that's what I think a lot of people fail. They get caught up in business, they get caught up in making money and all this type of stuff and making people that spouse, right? And what's more important to that spouse is spending quality time, right?
Exactly.
And enjoying each other. And what better way to grow your business than that private time with your spouse, right? We do try to make it a point to not get too involved with business when we are spending time together, but we also incorporate it, right? So we go on vacation, we may take an hour before we head out. It's all about business. And then the rest of the time we're going to have fun. So I said being intentional, have a plan, and because you can't be a busy, successful business and not be intentional and not have a plan when you're trying to also be in the business with your spouse, right? You have to be intentional and have a plan.
It's a piggyback off of that. Like you said, we may be on vacation and it's a 7-day vacation, but every day, the first hour or two may be for business. And that's realistic. We're CEOs, we're COOs, we're running 4 thriving business, and we're blessed because all of those businesses are profitable. We have employees. So we can't just cut phones off for 7 days. The business is actually collapsed for 7 days.
Not gonna happen.
So, being realistic. If it's a date night and we can cut our phones off for 2 hours, let's cut our phones off for 2 hours. The phone is dinging off the whole time. So let's just cut it off and get away from that. But you have to put your spouse first. The business will never come before my husband.
Amen.
And I want to add one more thing to that is just making sure, especially for people that are just getting their relationship together, making sure you have someone that's equally yoked with you in business, right? She
Mm.
understands. We
Who said it?
understand if she has to work for a lot or she has to be going. I understand it because I understand the business, right? What they can run a business. And saying, I don't think I could have grown my business the way I've grown it if I didn't need an already entrepreneur who understands the struggle, the sacrifice, the hard work that it takes to really grow it. I don't think I could have done it if I didn't need her. And we're kind of understand each other in business. So I would say that too. Make sure you, whoever you're trying to connect with, make sure we're equally yoked in business and understand what it takes. Because it's gonna be nice, you don't want to be home. It ain't gonna be late nights. It's gonna be 17-hour days. It's gonna be days you're gonna be gone for days and stuff like that. And you just gotta understand it. It is what it is, right?
Yeah.
So
And when we say equally yoked, sometimes it's not matching.
right.
Yep.
It can
Yes.
actually be opposite.
Yeah.
And once you kind of put, your strength is my weakness. My weakness is your
Yeah.
strength.
Mm-hmm.
Things like that. Once you puzzle it together, it's equally yoked.
Yes. Yes.
Those things fit together. So sometimes people think, okay, these two people have to have the same. But no, sometimes you have to fill in those gaps.
Yeah.
It's just equally like individually and
Yes.
understanding, right? That's what I mean by that. Is that you gotta understand, like you gotta be on the same page and understand what it takes to run the business.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
It's all about mindset. It's all about mindset. And you say something that you're gonna go through failure. And the other person have to understand that. Like they have to be the business mindset. A lot of couples don't understand. Like, unfortunately, a lot of people don't quite understand that, especially when it comes to business. That hey, we're gonna be sometime. It's gonna be hard for us like to know how to make the payroll. Like, so I'm sitting down. The other person have to understand that. If they don't understand that, you basically what you about to build is about to be crumbled.
Right.
If you guys not on the same page, so I'm glad that you mentioned that.
Yeah.
And you talk about it's not like the same people, right? Because we always say there's a yin and a yang. And so, and what we realize too in couples that there's always a risk taker and there's always like an implementer. So between you two, like which one would you say is the risk taker or the implementer?
I'm the risk taker.
Well,
I'm the risk taker.
He's the
If you want
risk-
majority,
okay.
if you want to do majority, right? She is a risk taker.
Yeah.
But I'm a more majority risk taker. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but she's the balance, right?
Yeah.
She's the balance between my risks. If I want to take risks, she'll be the one to be like, nah, for these reasons. You know what I mean? Like, so, so
We're both. I would say we're
We're both-
100% risk takers, but I'm going to analyze it.
yes.
I'm going to look at the finances.
Yes.
I'm going to look at the people that's going to be, carrying on
Yes.
the task.
Yes.
I'm kind of dissect it. And if this is weighing more or less, then I'll kind of, but yes, hubby, if it,
Jumping off that plane.
Figure
yeah.
it out later.
He'll
That's
shoot
right.
me.
with that.
And honestly, that's how I grew a lot of my business by not being afraid. Taking risk, right? But what I also know is that you can't take risk without that analyzing part, right?
Yes. You need that.
So she's exactly talking about that. You ain't that balance, right? She'll be the one to be like, "No, we do this right now. We thought to do this and this."
And sometimes when I'm dragging my feet, he actually
Yes.
pushes me. He's like, we can't pass up this
Yes.
opportunity. Go. And then I'm like, okay, green light, go. I gotta hype myself up, but green light, go. Let's go.
Yeah, that balance is so important.
Yeah.
And also being open enough to listen to her, to each other, and say that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like you talk about that pride thing, right? Not having that being to okay, that makes sense. We're not going to do that. It may hurt for a second, right?
Yeah.
But you get it, right? You understand it's better for the long term business and for the relationship.
When it comes to faith, because as business owner, a lot of people that's probably watching this, that's listening to this, automatically when you become an entrepreneur, people think you rich. You have money, right? You have money.
And now it's a couple, so now the money's double.
Right? So that's how some people look at it. But they don't know what you have to go through to become who you are, to become who you are now. You're going through for your guys build those business, you're going through some stuff. No? But while you're going through the stuff, have faith guide your guides to the decision that you make for your business or for your family.
Right. Yeah. Yes, it definitely, faith has played a really big role because when things are good, when things are bad, we always still rely on our faith. With being busy and juggling so many things, sometimes, your intentions. There's things that we want to do that will strengthen our faith more, that will allow us to be stronger, spiritually. And we continuously try to monitor those things. But whatever way you slice it, no matter how you want to look at it, faith, day to day, if it doesn't exist, I don't believe there's any room for business.
Yeah.
It plays a huge part. It plays a huge part. And before we even, Bernard, he's doing contracts. He's bidding. He's doing those things. And believe me, prayer is needed.
Yes.
For one, to move forward, and to even give you the confidence and wherewithal to say, okay, this is where we're at. Lord, guide us.
Yes.
This is a major deal, but is it for us?
Yeah.
Even though the dollar signs are saying yes, but is this something that we should say no to?
Yes.
Okay, if this door shuts, and is it something that we should still knock on, or is it something we should pull back from? So we try our best to keep that spiritual awareness there, as well as keeping the faith in general.
Yeah.
Because of those things, because of every decision we make is going to be impacted. And if we are not solid, things can happen.
Yeah.
Faith also helps you understand your purpose in here, right? And so if you have a strong faith, it helps you understand your purpose. So I understand from really, before I even started my business, I was putting on my purpose was, right? My faith in God, and it's been whatever my life. My purpose for my business isn't money. The reason why she said we wanted to have 200 employees is because we want to empower people, right? Because honestly, you can cut our business, you can cut the business today 85% and get it to a couple contracts and then white people be good. But that's not our purpose. Our purpose, how can we help our community? How can we help people take care of their families? How can we, put more people out here that are bringing jobs and resources and things like that? So when I get up every day and I got to work 80 hours a day, it ain't for money.
Yeah.
People. And that's my purpose. And I understand my purpose because I have that faith. And I know what God has for me. I know He wants me here for. You know what I mean? If I can leave the day, be like, I'm out of here. Like, I'm going to take this money and take 4 or 5 contracts and, we're going to be good. But that's not why I'm here. And that's why she said we want to have 2. We want to grow big business. Even early in my business before I started, I understood that, I told her.
Yeah.
And I would have a big corporation, so I had poverty.
Yeah.
So.
And one of his goals too, I have to share, was he said, I want to have a business where if family needs to restart or get away and just have something to, somewhere to work and things like that. And I'm proud to say that we have employed, I would say over, or at least almost 10 family members. So we're talking about direct family.
Wow.
So he's kept his word with that.
Some have to come back and restart, and some just want to break for what they're doing.
Yeah.
But they always got somewhere that can come back, and they don't have to be doing nothing. Right?
Yeah.
We can always use help. Right? Right? So, that's always, that's part of business, right? And to let the family strong, right? You build your legacy, so our kids don't, they understand the struggle, but the process is a little bit more fluid. You know what I mean? They can walk into something that they want, right? Yep. And they can be a part of something, and that's the fun.
So you mentioned something too. You talk about the community and your family. And I know reading some of your bio too, like you do a lot of coaching and mentorship for young entrepreneurs and business owners and stuff. Talk a little bit about that, about the services that you offer.
Yes, through my business, the Platinum Gallery LLC, I have been blessed to work with organizations as well as individual people who have vision, who want to take an idea, a vision, a business idea, a club, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And they want to monetize it. They want to actually create a solid plan. So that's what the Platinum Gallery does. We also help create items for those individuals. So recently I have worked with a program called Rise, and that is individuals who are between the ages of 18 to 25 that want to become entrepreneurs. So I'm proud to say that after 9 months, they have completed the program. I was able to help pretty much create the program. I created the curriculum as well as all of the marketing material and booklets, their workbook, everything. So that's what we're able to do. The Platinum Gallery also created some custom items as well. That's on the website. So we create ledgers, appointment books, things to just keep track of regular business, day-to-day transactions, And it was built because of my struggle.
Yeah.
I didn't want to invest when I was first started. I didn't want to invest into a major system. Sometimes you just need to log basic information. And so I created these items that are copyrighted.
Wow.
So it's a few layers to it, but pretty much that business exists to help others.
Yes.
With their business.
And you know, one thing I love about you guys too is that collectively you work together, but individually you still do your own thing and each other support each other. I know when your wife is up there, I know you smiling.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I take the trip when she needs somebody. I done got pulled last minute to be a
Come
host.
to the rescue, yeah.
Yeah, I'll come to the rescue for her. I say, hey, what you need? I got you. You know what I mean? Like, so I never want her to be in that stressful moment, right? That's my job as a husband, right? Is to make it easier for her and take weight off her shoulders. So if she needs me to see less than 24 hours notice, I'm gonna do it. Let's do it, right? Yeah. But another thing, a good thing about that is she understands what I'm good at. So she knows I can handle it. She's not gonna give me nothing I can't handle.
Yeah.
She'll pick those things where, oh, my husband, he got me. But she knows I got her back too. You know what I mean? Vice versa. You know what I mean? Like, that's just how we work. You know what I mean? Like we actually go through life like trying to outdo each other on who will take care of each other the best.
Yeah.
Right? Right? You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna do, right? You know what I mean? We do that. That's part of what we do, right? Who got each other back? Good. Those are the good competition. Very complex to have.
Yes.
Right? How we gonna take you? Who gonna be? You did this. I gotta do this. You got me going. You playing a vacation better than me. I gotta do better than you. You know what I mean? So. And it's a win-win for us, you know. It's not for everybody, but it makes it work for us.
Yeah, and it's so important to have that. And I'm blessed to have my husband. Like he knows. I'm going to use the word deficit to just give a visual. He knows my deficit. I know his deficit. And the goal is for no one else to know those deficits. So he fills in my deficits and we know what those things are, but you will never know those.
Never know.
And that's what we work hard to do. We build each other up in those things. Some things may be on an individual basis. You know, I've learned recently that I've been flying for over 30 years. And recently I found out that I have a slight anxiety right now. And he helps me with that.
Yeah.
You know, we do certain precautions. We make sure we're not rushing because that's one of the things that I noticed trigger me. And, you know, try to get the morning or whatever time right before we're traveling smooth. You know, let's lay out our clothes. Let's pack. Let's get everything in the car early. So we're not rushing and you're not getting too amped up. So those are the things that I'm proud to say that we don't have it like 100% down, but we work each time to get better, to make sure we're filling in those gaps.
Yes. As a couple, right? What is your greatest investment as a couple?
Yeah, that was a good question to me. I actually thought about that. We was like, man, that's a good question. What is our biggest investment in?
Because I see it two different ways. It's almost like it could be a metaphor as well. So I don't know if I was thinking too far out, but I think to use it both versions of what I was thinking is investment, because I take it literally and I take it metaphorically as well. Literally investment, I'm like the money person. Okay. And literally, I am always thinking of how we could save more, of what we could do better.
Yeah.
Is our retirement where it needs to be? So I'm that checker that's looking at both of our items and making sure like, okay, we're good. This, we could do more and things like that. So literally, like I'm thinking investment.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking of how we can do more when it comes to where our money is.
Yeah.
And what moves we're going to make next with money. We just recently got into the properties, going to auctions and things like that.
Okay.
So that's something that we're kind of touching on, your tax sales and things like that. We've actually made a purchase. And we're trying to figure out what we want to do and things like that. So I'm thinking in those terms, but also metaphorically, like how can I invest in our businesses as well as him individually? Like, am I like this year? Have we invested in? We want to go to different trade shows, and we also want to do some things like for couples.
Yeah.
So those are things that build you up so that you can wake up and face and tackle the next thing. So that's how I see it.
I just answer the question the best way I know how. But I think one of the biggest investments for me, she's already a part of it, is investing in some in a financial advisor to take care of our money for life afterwards. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And that's what I think. One thing again, my wife is better with mine. I let her handle it.
Yeah.
It's what you need to do. But I didn't understand that as a business owner that but obviously I get taken my business, but we still got to prepare for like after this, right? So investing in that and putting time in that, and then having our money to be invested, instead of having to just sit in the bank and doing absolutely nothing. Those, for me personally, that was a big investment for me, which obviously if it's better for me, it's what better for us.
Yeah.
So that was definitely an investment that was big for me personally. Because preparing for like that, because I don't want to. No, we don't want to work. But
No.
we can't pretend on anything that's happening right now that's going to be for us in the next 20 years. So,
Yeah.
but if you put probably pretty much it,
I'm glad that you mentioned, you kind of mentioned that, especially when it comes to finance. Because I think the rate, the divorce rate is big. Like when it comes to like financial, it's a big part. So I'm glad that you are the one that's good with it. And you kind of remind me of me, where I might see something, I might see an opportunity. I tell my wife one of the opportunities that I saw a couple of years ago was when we first started our business or insurance firm. One of our goals are to buy a commercial building. We want to own one, and God had put something in our lap, and it was a great opportunity. But at the time, the way I see it, the way I envision it, my wife didn't see it that way. And I had to.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, I had to show her like, okay, if you make this, it's a big investment, but if we make this a big investment in the long run, we're gonna be better off. Well, I'm good with money. I learned a lot of stuff from her. But when it comes to the investment part, I'm looking at the long term, not just short term, long term.
Right, you're right.
You
You
know,
got to
so-
make cost in that value.
Value,
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
I tell people all the time, like, it's a different thing operating with the cost mindset and the value mindset.
Yeah.
Cost is how much money you spend. Value is what I'm going to get for my money, right? Like, what am I getting in return? How do I invest this money, right? And there's two different mindsets. And that's why entrepreneurs think a little bit different, right? They're thinking about value, right? Every dollar is about cost, right? It's like, hey, I want me to can I get a cheap mechanic? Sure, you can get a cheap mechanic,
you can get that,
right? Or do you want to get a valuable mechanic where you might have to spend more money, but your car going to be right for the next 2 years? Like, you know what I mean? So,
Absolutely.
And you mentioned because one thing too is when you do have that dynamic, sometimes you alluded to it in the beginning, it's like filling those gaps and knowing your role, right? Like when I was reading your bio, you're filled with the branding and the marketing, and you did with the operational, like understanding what that person's strength is and their weakness, and allowing them to take position of that and not micromanaging it. Like I know in the beginning for us, it was hard for us because I was doing a little bit of his stuff, he was doing a little bit of my stuff, and then like we were like, we're in business, so we didn't clarify, okay, what's your strength? Like write it down, what's your weakness? And what can we work on too? So for you guys, how do you determine like which role would fit each person in the business?
it's really just based off experience. Like, you know what I mean? It's really based off experience. You know what I mean? Like, if you think about the business aspect, like, there's, she's been entrepreneur all her life. She's 14. Right? And while she may have people working in her shop, she's never really had employees, right? I've been in management all my life, so I've dealt with employees more. So that's my strength, right? I thought we done marketing, I know that. But when I first started, I actually started my business before I met my wife, right? But because the skill that she brought from the marketing and branding enhanced what I already had.
I love
And
that.
now we're here
Enhance.
today, right? You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I just had some business partners, you know what I mean? She was like, she took my business and said, hey, the car cleaning king would be more fun when you simple. That's all her idea. Car cleaning king, that's her idea. Juice colors, that's her idea, right? Every time something come through marketing, I just gotta have it today. I'm like, my wife gotta say yes first. Right? Like, you get what I'm saying? So it's about experience, right? About the things we've already done well, and we just, we do well. And a proven track record of that, right? So, and again, there's no ego involved, right? You understand? We both win. So that's kind of how we make that decision. That's how we make that decision, based on experience, right? And we've done it at a high level for a long time. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
the pillow talk. What's your guys? I'm gonna let you take that one when it comes to the pillow talk.
So our podcast is called Pillow Talk to Profit, right?
Yeah.
And it's for power couples because we know a lot of those ideas come through that pillow talk. You know, when you're laying in bed, you're just, hey, babe, what do you think about this idea? Or you're just laying down and it's just you two, just laying everything out, being vulnerable. All those ideas come in fruition. And most of those ideas will become a profit. The reason we have this mobile studio was through a pillow talk, and then we're like, boom, it happened.
She came up with this crazy idea. She came up with this crazy idea, and it's. I'm gonna tell you. I mean, for the audience that's listening, that's watching, when you have a spouse that come to you with a vision and with a dream, don't knock it down right away. Listen, analyze, see how you can make this come to life. And she did that, and I'm glad that I'm not that kind of husband that knocks stuff down.
Right.
I'll tell them, let's see how we can make this work. Let's go ahead and do it. It's never done before. Let's go ahead and do it. So yeah.
So we want to know, like, what have been some of your pillow talk lately? It could be anything. It could be business. Like right now, one of our pillow talk right now is vacation. Traveling. We want traveling. So we've been talking a lot about that. So what have been some of your pillow talks lately?
A lot of our pillow talk have been more futuristically, like something that we want to see in the future. And then we have other things that we want to work on and enhance and where we're at with all of our businesses, we're just trying to think of the next step. What's next? We've completed certain, this many years and, we have a track record and we know we're a sustainable business. All of them are sustainable, but what's next?
Yes.
What's next? 20 years with the salon. Okay, what's next?
Yeah.
I need to do something different.
Yeah.
So that's where we're at with a lot of our pillow talk.
Yeah, growth and vacation.
That's it.
Growth and
vacation. Yeah, I'll give you all this money. You have to grow through business or grow individually too. Right? But you can't be a bad person in general and have a good day.
Yeah.
Right? They go hand in hand, right? You know what I mean? So you gotta continue to work on yourself. You become better, and the more you become better, the better your business. The worst thing that they say is that business and personal different, separate, no tie. You all work together.
Yeah.
It'll show. So those are things we want to always continue to get better, be better for each other, be better individuals. So we can do better for the business. You know what I mean? So one thing we do have is it shows things. We have a new name in the community. People know what they come. Our company, all of our businesses.
Yeah.
They know they come with good people.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I mean? Being and have good names and good reputations and trustworthy, dependable, and reliable, and all those things like that. Because we are at home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Made mistakes, but overall, that's how we try to operate. Yeah. Broken vacation.
Broken vacation. All right, final question. What advice would you give to couples who are considering going into business with each other and couples who are already in business together?
I would say have a sit down initially. Have a sit down, map it out. You may need some paper and a pen. You may need a big board and a marker.
Yeah.
But actually map it out. Draw circles. Put, X's and O's and whatever is needed just to see it. Just to see what you're working on. And we spoke a little bit about roles and things like that. Work on who's good at what, who's better. And the needs of whatever it is that you're going to work on. Okay, we need this, A, B, and C. These are the resources. These are the things. These are the people. And just make it happen.
Yeah.
It all will work out.
My wife would be, especially if it's a couple wanting to do business together, would be, and they're going to do business together, do something they both enjoy, love, and excited about. So they both can put 100% into it, right? And a lot of times you may have an idea that's your idea, right? He's going to always support you, right? You're some help. But if you really want a business to where y'all both are thriving, do something with y'all both, enjoy, you're having fun.
Yeah.
You love it equally.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you can do whatever you want. So that would be my advice is that, have fun with it, right?
Yeah.
Do something y'all both love, enjoy. You get up in the morning, y'all kind of bouncing off each other.
Yes.
You're doing something y'all both really love and enjoy, right? Like I said, if you're trying to, she got an idea, you kind of like, okay, I'm gonna support you because you love it, right? You're gonna support it, but it's not what you're excited about, right? And it's okay, right? You got different ideas, different views, different thoughts. And then if you come together and say, oh yeah, I like that just as much as you do.
Yeah.
And you waking up every morning going, it's the sky's the limit. So that would be my advice. It's something you both love and enjoy. And also understand your purpose. Like, go out there and your business with a purpose. It be, it could be whatever. Right? You can build legacy, it could be, beauty, it could be whatever. You understand your purpose. Every now and then.
How can people get in touch with you guys, like for your guys' businesses? If you can let the audience know, we're gonna put the description, but just let them know like how they could get in touch with you guys.
Yeah, for me, obviously, like everybody else, Facebook, Instagram, all those things. We got a lot of emails. We're not gonna do that. So we got about 6 emails between all of us and all our different businesses, right? So we're not gonna do all that. But yeah, Facebook, Johnson Senior Service, the fucking thing, pretty simple. For me, you can find me there, and through there, you can connect with me. I'm direct. So those would be the easiest ways. Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, all those Google, all those ways you can find it there, and then through there you can get to each other.
In the same, yep, Danielle Johnson. You can also reach me on all social media. The salon name is Mirror, and then again, my consulting business is a Platinum Gallery LLC, and Johnson Cleaning Services, the Clark Cleaning King. So when you look up those names, you're gonna find us. Also, I'm the chair of the board of directors. I'm here in Dorchester County for the Chamber of Commerce. So you can reach me.
Oh wow!
Through the chamber as well. Yeah, yeah.
You got another business.
Few things cooking.
Okay. Any last word? Any last word before we any last word for the audience that's listening, that's watching? Any last thing that y'all want to say?
For me, I just want to thank you guys for the opportunity, honestly, and to this whole vision. We work hard. You don't look to be interviewed. You can go out and get work out. You know what I mean? You can do that. But for us for y'all to choose us, the honor and the blessing for y'all to find us and see something valuable enough to us to want to speak to the audience. We want to thank you for that. To the audience, I just want to say, if you're a couple that's getting they're doing business together, right? It's what you see in the back, right? It's not what you see in the front. It comes with long hours. It comes with stress. It comes with some tough times in the background, right? But at the end, it's all valuable, right? All worth it, right? It's all those things. So don't let that part overtake. You know what I mean? The everything you can get out of running a business, you gotta do, especially somebody you love, right? And somebody you love. So that'd be my advice. But I never want people to feel like it's easy because they see finished product, right? Like it ain't easy. Like it's a reason why only 5% of the people own all the wealth. Yeah. Right? Because everybody, and then not for everybody. Yeah. And they met for the people that want to get into the entrepreneur world and really build business. You gotta have a different mindset, right? You gotta have a different work ethic, a different way you feel, a different faith, a different all that. So that would be my advice. My last words would be just, be prepared, but just know the good outweighs the bad in the hard times, right? Especially if I work that, but
yes, and I would say for those who are listening to follow purpose, follow passion, do something that you love. For the couples, I actually believe that you will find love walking in your purpose. Hubby told me I was doing something that I had a podcast, and that's how he actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. It worked. We just let you know, guys. It worked.
Yeah. That's exactly
but I'm just saying, I believe when you're walking in your purpose and you're really passionate about what you do, he literally said he saw me glowing.
Wow.
Like I was glowing because that day I was really happy. I was really excited about what I was doing. And that was really just sitting in front of the audience and doing what I love to do, which was the podcast. But yeah, just stand strong on faith. Again, thank you guys for inviting us. We are big on gratitude and we appreciate you all. And we speak blessings in your life. We know that you will go on and do great things.
Yes.
So just continue to do what you do.
Yeah,
It's very important. Okay.
She wasn't good.
I don't know.
I got that feeling that I hear men always say before that you know the one you see. I was the first time I was like, that's what that is. That's what that is. As soon as I seen her, I was like, oh, that's her. That's that feeling they've been talking about. That's that aura, that presence. That's what that is. And from that moment, like
That's
it was
it.
major focus. Like, yeah, so I feel you.
I feel you.
That's it. Well, thank you guys,
Thank you guys.
so much for being on the podcast. Thank you for being inspiration. Thank you for being the amazing power couple. I know sometimes power couples don't like to hear that word, but you guys are a power couple, and we just thank you guys so much.
Yep, thank you.
All right, and thank you so much for watching and listening. Make sure to follow us on all social media platforms and power couples out there. Make sure when you have that pillow talk, you find a way to turn it into a profit. Thank you.
You've been listening to the Risk Taker Podcast, created for those who bet on themselves and build beyond limits. Make sure to follow us at Risk Taker Podcast, leave a review, and let us know how this episode inspired you. To get in touch, email teams at owigmultimedia.com. Until next time, keep taking the risk and keep chasing your dreams.